Hello and welcome to another episode of my Working with Evernote series. My name is Pullein, and this week I am going to show you a way of using Evernote that will help you to keep your ideas or your meeting notes or your things that you need to remember all in one place. Now I call these daily notes. Now, this is something that isn't necessarily going to work for everybody. I just want to throw this idea out to you as a way of collecting all your information and keeping it in one place. Now, what I need to stress about this is this works brilliantly if you have what I call an entrepreneurial mind. And that is the kind of mind where you're just generating idea after idea after idea. And this daily note is a great way of collecting those ideas. You can also collect all your meeting notes, little ideas of things you want to do later, just into a single note. It's just basically like having a piece of paper on your desk and you scribble down ideas as and when you have them. Okay, that's what I wanted to stress first. This isn't necessarily going to work for everyone, but for those of you who are just generating tons of ideas all the time, this is a great way to keep them in one place so it's not filling up your inbox with stuff that you might never look at again. Okay, before we go any further, I would just like to say if you do get any value from this video, please help me by clicking on that like button below. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet and you want to get all the latest tips, tricks and news on using Evernote, then please subscribe to my channel. Okay, let me take you into my Evernote demo account now, and I'll show you how to set up a daily note. Okay, so first up, what we need to do is to create the notebook stack. And that's important. We need to create a stack because what you want to be able to do is to be able to review these notes very easily. And it could be that you made a note, you collected an idea or something a few months ago, and you want to be able to find it very quickly. So dividing things up into notes, or into months, I should say, is probably a much easier option. So the way I've done is I've created a daily notes stack here, and inside that stack I've created a 12 dates, so one representing each month. Now, what you'll notice is I've got DN here to distinguish before daily notes. Now, there's a good reason for that. Is if I go into if you're also running a journal inside Evernote, then you'll probably find that you won't be able to create 01 January 2021, for example, because you've already got that as a notebook title. So I've created this here with DN. Also, it helps me to be able to distinguish it when I'm doing search. And that's one of the things I strongly recommend that you do think about when you're creating a new thing inside Evernote, is think about how you're going to search for these notes in the future, because it's very easy just to dump stuff in there, and then you tend to, over a few months or even a few years, you can actually quickly lose sight of what it is you collected. So being able to think a little bit about how you would naturally search for something, then this is a really good way of doing it, is just to make sure that when you're creating notebooks, make sure, and the same with tags, if you're using tags, make sure you're thinking about how you would search for something. So I've already created a note inside my August one because it is August at the time of recurring. Now, essentially what I've done here is I've just added a few ideas about the kind of things that you might want to put in a daily note. Now, as I said in the introduction, this is for those of you who just are generating a lot of ideas all the time, and you just need to be able to collect them all. And the idea behind this daily note is that once you've collected something, you can then later go through this note, say give yourself 10 minutes at the end of the day, just go through the note and move stuff to where it really needs to be. And let me just give you an example of this. So let's imagine that I had an idea for an inner circle as part of my productivity and time management training. So here are a few ideas that I've thrown in here. Now, this obviously isn't going to stay here. What I would do then is I would just copy this and then I would move it over to a note. I might need to create a new note from this, or I might add it to a note that I've already had about my inner circle idea. But I've kept it all in one place. Now, the idea with this is that this is the note that is open all the time on your computer, on your iPad. If you're updating this every day, if you're updating it 2 or 3 times a day, this is always going to be at the top of your notes list. So it's really easy to find. So there's one idea. So I would move that off into its own note or anything. And you can then do whatever you want. I mean, I would probably, once it's moved to its own idea, I would just highlight the title and then I would just do a strike through. So that tells me now that that has been moved to its own note. Going down, let's just say at 11:20, I had a call with Tim of Apple. And I quoted $1,250 for a 1-hour seminar on the time sector system. Tim said he'd get back to me on Friday next week. So I've added a task here. Follow this Monday, 16th of August. It should have been follow up this. So I'm just going to, you see, when I'm doing things in a rush. So follow this up on Monday, August the 16th. What I've also done is I've put in Apple Inc. here, because when it comes to searching, I can use Apple and it will find this note. Now, it might not necessarily be at the top, but it will be in the search results. And if I use Apple Inc., as I have done here, that should be easily findable in the search when I'm looking for it. Now, imagine that at 10 o'clock this morning, I had a meeting with the ABC Corp, and we were talking about a workshop that I'm putting together for you. So here I've got 3 action steps. And what I've done is I've just created normal checkboxes for this. This means that this needs to go over to my task manager. I would see this when I review this note at the end of the day. And then once it's moved over to my task manager, I can just check them off like that. And I know that it's been sent to my to-do list, my task manager. I've also got the notes from the meeting. That's all cool in there. And then let's just imagine that I got a call or a message from one of my colleagues, Simon, and who asked about invoices and if we can roll out the new system a month earlier. And I said I would look into it for him. Again, this is a task, so it's highlighted right here. And again, I would then send that over to my task manager. But this isn't necessarily something for everyone. Maybe you think, well, this is an extra step to get stuff into my task manager. And sure, it is an extra step. But I have come across a lot of people, and I'm one of those people as well, where ideas are just flying at me all the time. And if you start collecting an individual note for each of those ideas, very quickly your inbox fills up. And once that fills up and you've got hundreds of notes in your inbox, you're not going to start keeping things organized. So if you just create a daily note every day and you just throw the stuff in there, at the end of the day, just give yourself 10 minutes to reflect on the day. And the beauty of this is it almost acts like a journal because it tells you what you've done all day. You can actually keep a track of everything that you've done all day. So you've got like a little record of everything. Now, over time, this notebook is going to fill up with some really, really strong sort of information for you. And because Evernote searches by keyword, tag, and notebook, you're going to be able to find it one way or the other. And you can add tags. And there's something I did think about was, well, if I've got a meeting with Apple, what I could do is I could just type in Apple here. And what I might do is Apple Inc. And that then just hits the tab and that will create that thing. That will create that tag. So what's going to happen now is this is going to be easily found. So anytime I have a call with Tim, I can just type in Apple Inc. and that's going to come up. I could also say Tim of Apple as a tag. So you can actually tag these at the end of the day with the information that's contained within the note if you wish. That's going to really help to fine tune the searching within Evernote for these notes and this information. Now, something else that I also realized that you could do is because you're working on a month-to-month basis in the notebooks, you can actually add the current notebook, so here, August, into your shortcuts, and that's going to set up right here. And also what you can do is you can do the sort options, so date created, title, and date created, so you can create things up here. So if I wanted date created, which is what I would do right there, and then I'm going to go in here and I can change that to from the bottom up. Obviously, I've only got one task in there right now, but I can change that if I wish and just move that around and just get it so that it's like August the 1st will always be at the bottom, August the 31st will be at the top, whichever way you want to organize this note. So there you go. That's an idea that you can use Evernote for, which is the daily note. It's a great way to collect all your information in one place. It's almost reminiscent of having a yellow legal pad on your desk and a pen, and you just scribble all your ideas and notes down on there throughout the day. Well, it's very similar to that, but taking this into the digital field. Hopefully this has given you some ideas. I know it's not for everyone, but it could be that this might be the answer to all your ideas and where to collect them. So thank you very much for watching this episode, and it just remains for me now to wish you all a very, very productive week. Hello, thank you very much for watching my videos. Now I have something exciting to tell you about. Recently I have developed a brand new time management system. It's a system designed to manage your time in the 21st century. The world has changed a lot over the last 20 years. In fact, it's actually changed a lot this year. And what we need now is a system, a time management system that is very easy to use, easy to maintain, so that you can spend more of your time doing the work. And that's what the time sector system is all about. It's going to change your whole belief system about the way a time management system should work, because this focuses on when you are going to do the task. And let's be honest, it doesn't matter how motivated, inspired, or how urgent something is. If you don't have time to do it, it is never going to get done. And that's what this system is built around, getting your work done, so you can spend more of your time doing the things that you want to do. I hope you join me in this course. The full details of the course are in the show notes below, so please join me, and thank you very much for watching this brief video.